Hello and welcome to this edition of Logtalking. In this edition we're going to be installing Logtalk on Windows. So in this video we'll go through finding the sources, making sure you've got an appropriate Prolog backend installed, and installing Logtalk itself. We'll give it a quick test at the end to make sure it's actually up and running. This video is for Windows users. If you're on macOS or Linux, then I suggest you check out the link in the description to the install video for those operating systems. So without further ado, let's get Logtalk installed. Start on the website. You'll find logtalk.org, or there's the downloads tab, and here under the requirements you see a list of Prolog backends that you can use with Logtalk. Now in most of the videos on this channel we'll be using Prolog, so I'll show you how to install Prolog, but really any of them will work. So under the downloads tab on we want the stable release, and there's a few links here, but we're on Microsoft Windows 64-bit, so I'm going to download that one. I understand I want to download the .exe file, which is the installer. You have to be careful with Windows. Lately they've been doing this machine learning thing to try and flag malicious software, but it's getting false hits on things like Prolog. So just be wary of that. Looks like we've got away with it this time. Yes, I want to run the .exe, that's my installer, and I agree. We're going to add it to the system path because it makes life easy. Get the desktop icon, makes life easy. And then we've got the packages it's going to install. These are cool things that come with Prolog. Now this is actually quite a quick install. We'll make it a little quicker with editing. And there we go, on our desktop now, Prolog. So this is it. We should test to make sure it runs before we go any further. We'll just do test it with a little bit of simple Prolog. X is 2 plus 4, and we'll write that out to a new line, so we should see it written out and the unification in the result. There we go, 6, and X is unified with 6. Brilliant. It's a halt. Now we've got up and running, we can get Logtalk downloaded and installed. So as well as the backends here, if you scroll down a little bit you'll find the installers for all the different operating systems, and under Windows, there we go, there's logtalk.exe. Yes, we want to run it. Running security scan, that's the machine learning thing. Oh, yeah, and we didn't get away with it this time. It's flagged Logtalk, but I trust it, so we'll run it anyway. It's Logtalk after all, and that should run the .exe so we can actually get the install done. Yes, I trust it. Yes, let's run the install. Accept the agreement. It's Apache license. And so here, if you're doing a reinstall of Logtalk because you're updating, then you might want to back up your current Logtalk folder. And we need to select the backends we've got installed so Logtalk can create shortcuts for them. If you don't have the backend installed first, then you can't create the shortcut. I'll tick 1 to show you the error that will flow up, that it will throw. You might want to register your Logtalk, let Logtalk know you're using it, and create a desktop shortcut to the Logtalk user folder. That's important because it makes it easier to find, and we'll be visiting that folder quite a lot. So we'll run the install. This will take quite a while to install Logtalk, but I can edit that out for you to make it quicker. This is the error I was talking about, the Logtalk integration not finding GNU in this case. Makes sense. Yes, open the README file. You want to read it. That's why it's called the README. There's lots of useful information in here, like with the Logtalk website, as well as where to find other support channels. Now let's test our Logtalk install, but before we leave the website, don't forget to bookmark it. You'll be revisiting this quite often. So this is the Logtalk user files we put on the desktop, or we told the installer to. Inside here you'll find all sorts of useful things for setting up your IDE and examples. We're going to use the Hello World example, there it is, to test this install. You might need to tell it to open up in Notepad or your favorite text editor. If not, you're good to go. So this line here tells Logtalk that when the program initializes, it's got to write out Hello World with lots of little stars. And we're going to use this to check our Logtalk install is up and running properly. Right now it's under recently added, but it won't always be there. So under L you'll find Logtalk, and we'll test it in the Prolog console with Logtalk. So we'll load up the Hello World example. This is the shorthand notation using the curly braces, and we actually want to load the Hello World loader. When we hit enter on that, there we go, it prints out the Hello World like we saw in the code there with the initialization. The program initialized. I'll also show you the window one as well. There we go, that's the window. And we'll do the same Hello World example, but I'll show you the more verbose syntax with the Logtalk load. Hello World is actually a path, and loader is then the file that we're loading. And then again on initialization, there we go. it prints out hello world for us. So now we've got Logtalk installed, up and running. It's off to the beginners videos. We've got the learning by example series, and don't forget to hit that like, subscribe, and the bell notification for more videos on Logtalk as they come out. See you next time.